Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy, joined here by Mr. Cuz and Mr. Casey. And being it's a new year, we are also joined by our associate producer, Miss Penelope. Would you like to say hi, Miss Penelope? No? Okay.
I think she's a mute.
No, she talks. Anyway, we are going to be recording episode 8 of the Bangcast here today. For this episode, we are going to touch on our bucket list. You know, I assume everyone out there knows what a bucket list is. You know, just stuff you want to do, maybe accomplish everything, you know, before you leave this earth. So, I don't know. You want to start us off? What do you want to do before you leave this planet?
Well, the first thing I have here on my list is visit archaeological sites around the world.
Do you have any in particular?
The Mayan ruins, the Aztec ruins,
Yeah,
Egypt.
I went and visited my room when I was in Mexico.
I did too on a 4-wheeler, but it wasn't like
Right, you didn't actually like explore it or anything like that.
Yeah. We kind of like rode over a hill, and they were like, "Yeah, this is Mayan ruins. Continue on." We just kind of went up over it and
Kept on going.
kept on going.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I one thing on my list is I want to visit the continent of Australia. Especially here where you told me about how they celebrate Christmas down there. Now I'm all in.
So you want to go during Christmas time?
Yeah, I think so, man. Barbecues on the beach. It sounds good. It's warm
Shrimp
down
on
there.
the barbie.
It's warm down there at that point in time. That's probably a good time, realistically, think about it.
I mean, who wouldn't want to celebrate Christmas in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts with your feet in the sand?
Can you wear a Hawaiian shirt in Australia? I mean, I guess you could.
I guess you could.
But
You
would
could
it be
that
like,
guy.
yeah. You know, you're not in Hawaii, mate.
Sunscreen on your nose.
I do wonder if they have Christmas swimming trunks.
That's a good question. I know what you're going to be searching for on Amazon later.
Yeah.
As long as they're not short shorts.
And
Just go get a Christmas speedo.
is Australia more like Europe when it comes to like swim trunks? Do they wear like Speedos, or do they just generally wear like
I think they
American
get rock shorts.
style?
I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. I never even thought about that. If you're from Australia, let us know down in the comments what the normal swim attire is in your continent or on your continent.
Especially on Christmas.
Especially on Christmas. Yeah, because that's their summer down there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's decent weather, I guess.
They have like swim trunks with like reindeer on them, or Christmas trees or something.
Christmas ruse.
Christmas what?
Christmas ruse.
Christmas ruse?
Kangaroos.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I thought you were talking about ruse, like a...
He's just making up. He's
Like
just
a
making up
ruse.
words.
I'm combining words.
And while I'm in Australia, I'll tell you right now, I 100% want to see a kangaroo boxing match. You ever seen them videos on YouTube?
No.
That shit's funny.
I imagine it's probably like cockfighting in Mexico. You kind of have to know someone. Because they're probably like protected species.
I don't know.
Like, do you want to see 2 kangaroos box each other, or a dude box a kangaroo?
No, I want to see 2 kangaroos box each other. I think that would be unfair. Because every video I watch where, you know, a kangaroo is fighting a human being, kangaroo always wins.
Now that's
Always wins.
Now that's entertaining to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dumb enough to fight, you know, I don't even know how much they weigh off the top of my head, but I gotta assume it's probably twice the weight of a human at least.
Right.
I don't like watching videos.
An adult human male, we'll say.
I don't like to watch videos of people hurting animals, but I like to watch videos of animals hurting people.
Well, I can show you a couple of them. I'm with you on that. But yeah, so definitely Australia. It's pretty up there on my list.
It's also
Is it
one
my
of the-
turn?
Yeah, you got anything?
I do not want to travel anywhere.
You don't even like traveling over to my house every
Right.
week.
I do not like driving 20 minutes to a different person's house, let alone going through the hassle of going through.
On top of this,
a
this is
plane
also
thing.
a good friend of mine that I have known for 28 plus years.
Yes. I don't want to go through the hassle of traveling on a plane to a different place, to a different country, stay there for like a week or two, and then go through the hassle of traveling all the way back.
Well, you've kind of already done that, even though you were there for longer than a week or two.
Right.
So, I mean,
I'm good on travel.
good on travel. Okay.
I've seen some of the worst parts of the entire world. I'm sure there's great parts of the entire world, but seems like a waste of time.
Just
and money.
not in those countries, apparently.
Yeah, seems like a waste of time and money, personally, in my opinion.
It's about the experience.
Yeah, on top of that, you never know. You meet some nice people, you know. Have a good time. Like, I'll tell you, like, when I went to Mexico, met a lot of, you know, cool locals down there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always, you never know what you're going to get into.
It's the experience. That's the whole point of life, Ken.
Like I remember this one time. Like, I got a good friend at the resort we stayed at. He worked at, one of the bar that was open like 24 hours a day and everything. And then, like, on Saturday night, he was like, "Hey, yeah, me and my friends, we're gonna go out." And he took me out, like, in town and everything. Showed me what, like, the locals do and everything. I'm telling you, phenomenal experience. Very cultural experience.
Well, you got to be cautious too, because you don't know what.
Right. Well, I mean, I was with this, hanging out with this dude, and
you can
kind of
get a read
and everything.
for how someone.
I mean, yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a real cool dude. Honestly, I'm blanking on his name. I want to say it was like.
Can't even remember your friends' names. Jeez.
Dude, that was like.
Joking.
That was like 16 years ago, bro.
I got you.
And I mean, what?
I don't even remember.
I knew the guy for like the span of like 5 days.
I don't even remember some of my ex-girlfriends' names.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another chapter in life that you just want to forget.
Yep. I'm very good at forgetting things, willingly or not.
Very true. What you got? You got another one?
I would say the next one on my list would be climb a mountain.
Climb a mountain. Okay, now do you mean like, something like Everest or?
I wouldn't. I have Everest down here, but I don't think.
I mean, it's cold at the top of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do Everest. I mean,
and now okay. Now would there be like rock climbing and everything involved in this, or
yeah, it would be like a journey.
Okay.
In a way, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be like a day's trip. It would be like a continual journey.
Depends on the size of the mountain.
Yeah. I'm not gonna climb Mount Dirt. Yeah,
I'm king of the mountain.
Accomplishment.
So, okay, well, you said you wrote Everest down. Do you have any, but you said you don't think you're going to do Everest.
I wouldn't do Everest.
I wouldn't either. Like I said, you hear all these stories about all these, people like freezing to death going up there and everything.
It's a lot safer these days.
Well, there's so many people doing it. Like, if you see the images.
It's like an event now.
Yeah, like, there's literally lines of people climbing Everest.
Right.
Like.
Really?
Yeah, like, back to back going up fucking Everest.
And then they have bases and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's. People still die and shit. But
yeah.
That's why Everest is, like, iffy for me. It's not, like, that cool thing that it used to be.
Okay,
anymore.
well, would you do, like, Kilimanjaro or something like that,
Yeah,
it's a warmer thing. I believe that's in Africa, on the African continent, I think. Could be wrong. But I believe it is.
I don't know.
I think that's one of the largest, mountains.
Well, Everest is the largest.
The largest mountain in the world is under the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, yeah, are you gonna go climb that?
I mean, I can ride the boat over it.
Well,
I guess that's even higher than being on top of the mountain.
That actually leads me into my second one. Was I want to take, because remember you heard that story about James Cameron, taking a submersible like the furthest down that anyone has been, like below sea level.
Right.
Trenches and shit.
I want to beat that record.
The Mariana Trench.
No, I don't think it was anything that deep, because I mean the pressure and everything. You gotta worry.
Well,
about
that's
all
the
that
lowest
stuff.
anybody's ever been in a submarine. Is is in the Mariana Trench.
Well, I mean, that's the lowest, spot below sea level.
Right, but that's also the lowest.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they have submersibles that can go down that far, because that's like that's something silly, like 7 miles below.
I don't think they've ever gotten to the bottom. But that's that's the lowest that somebody's ever been. Is in the Mariana Trench.
So, but I mean, that'd just be a nice little record to check off. I think. Hey, try to beat that, James Cameron.
Fuck you, James Cameron. Just have an image of you like this in your submarine.
What are you talking about? We're going to paint it on the side.
Fuck you, James Cameron. Little submarine.
No, that'd be the name of the ship. Fuck you, James Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I just... That'd be one that, you could just laugh at.
Yeah.
I think.
Ken?
I don't like the water. I don't want to be in the water.
So your bucket list is to stay clear of water.
Yes, don't be anywhere near water. Don't
travel.
Don't travel. Stay away from water.
Do you hate taking showers?
I like a nice warm shower. I do like a nice warm shower.
Also, on top of that, I mean, you don't like swimming either, do you?
I can't swim.
No, you can't swim.
No.
I thought you could swim, but you just didn't like it.
I remember he said that's why he didn't do the SEALs.
You know how?
Or...
Yeah, I didn't join Special Forces because I couldn't swim. I would have attempted, but I knew at that point I would probably fail anyways. I did try a couple times in the Army to learn how to swim.
What do you look like?
I'm basically the
flail around in the water. Or?
I'm basically the kind of person you know how if you lay back and you hold your breath, you should be able to float on the water.
Mm-hmm.
I can lay at the bottom of the swimming pool.
Oh, so you're saying you're not
I'm not
buoyant?
Yes, I'm not a buoyant person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you got balls of steel.
So your bottom half sinks first.
You tell yourself that, buddy. Anyway, what else you got on your list there, Chief?
Let's get back in. Fuck you, James Cameron, with fuck you money. It's a bucket list of mine.
Is what? Have fuck you money?
Have fuck you money.
How much is fuck you money to you?
To me, I don't really have a set amount. I just know that I want to tell people to fuck off when I want to. And when I have a spur of the moment idea, I'm going to do it.
You're just going to do it?
Yeah. And I don't necessarily need to have a nice house and shit.
Right.
I live in a fucking RV for all I give a shit. You know what I mean?
Live in a cardboard box.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, you
see. I mean, you didn't think up a number in your head to where if I have this in the bank, I can just do whatever I want.
I would say, because we discussed this once before, around 10 million is rated the cutoff line for middle class. So I'd say 20 million.
Middle class?
Upper middle class.
I think
it's probably more now.
I don't know.
10 million. Around 10 million was the cutoff line for middle class.
Does that number seem accurate to you?
All I'm going to say is a guy that lives in a cardboard box has all the money that he needs to tell you to go fuck yourself because he doesn't care.
Yeah, but he can't go and do spur of the moment things.
Some people don't want to do spur of the moment things.
Maybe you should live in a cardboard box.
I think about it sometimes. The only thing that keeps me away from that is that it's cold in that cardboard box in the winter.
What if we got you a space heater?
I could do it. I always thought a shed would be better. Just living in a shed with a heater.
We'll discuss this later.
Away from everybody.
In a shed.
Shed.
Off camera, particularly. Anyway, next one I'll say for me is okay. Now this is probably going to be kind of a complicated one, but ever since you probably remember me being the age of 16 or something, I have said that I am going to run for the president of the United States of America.
Is that on your bucket list?
It's on my bucket list.
To be president of the United States
No,
of
to
America?
run.
Oh, to run?
Yes.
I mean, you could do that next time.
I know, but I mean...
I'll vote for you.
I'm sure.
So you'll have 3 votes.
Are you even a registered voter?
Fuck no.
All right, well, I don't need to campaign to you.
You have 2 votes.
You know my stance.
I don't know. I mean, think about it.
You're going to lose to Mickey Mouse, though. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Kanye West might come back.
Nobody's going to vote on Kanye West. Well, he might get like 5,000.
I was going to say, he's good.
Anyone who follows him on social media will probably vote for him. So,
if Kanye West becomes the presidency, then we definitely have transferred into idiocracy.
well, on top of that, I'm buying an island that day. But I mean, I think realistically, you know, with the way everything goes, with the right, left, all that bullshit, they get nothing done. I want to change that.
I don't think you're going to be able to change it.
I know it's a big ask, but I mean,
at the end of the day, we need a leader that looks at both sides, like they did back in the day. Like if you were in a tribe,
right?
They listen to people, and then they kind of talked it over with their hierarchy group, and then ultimately the king or the leader or whoever it was made the decision for the people, so that they could prosper in some way.
Right.
Today it's about,
right.
I'm more important than you.
Well, no, it's about doing what, whatever, someone else basically tells them to do.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other part of it is, the obvious, politicians being, bought by, corporations, everything.
And those corporations, their utopia's not the same as
no.
my utopia, your utopia, Ken's utopia.
No, sir.
That's why there needs to be
a balance.
There shouldn't be a central power in the United States. The federal government shouldn't be the one making decisions and controlling things. Personally, in my opinion, it should be broken up between states and counties.
It should be left more on a state level.
But I think it should be even further than that. I think communities,
local block government.
Yeah.
Block gov.
Throw back to an old episode.
Cities, towns, and states should have more power than the federal government.
Shout out Captain Moisture.
Iser.
Anyway. But yeah, I think even if I can just say that, you know what, yeah, I ran, I tried. Even though, I don't expect
I ran, I tried. That could be your...
That'd be a great campaign slogan, wouldn't it? I ran, I tried.
I think people would go for that.
I
to
think
be
they
honest
would
with you.
too.
Yeah, I think that's
it's better than a lot of, the rest of the nonsense you get out of these actual
I ran, I tried.
Think about it. It's kind of funny.
That might actually get you more votes.
Yeah. Might be up to 7 now. Who knows? It's a grassroots movement. It'll take time.
Mine will be I showed up.
I left my shed.
From the shed to the White House.
No.
From the shed to the podium.
You just have them move the shed to the White House grounds.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah.
And just have spray painted president on the top.
You make all 13 of your cabinet members, show up to meetings, and then you just put them in their cabinet. I don't know. Anyway, we went off a little tangent there, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny.
We'll just replace the cabinet members with cabinets.
That's a good idea. Probably get just as much done.
Alright, whose turn is it? Ken's turn.
Anything else on your list?
You want to lose weight.
My bucket list is to not die in an embarrassing way.
What would you consider an embarrassing way?
While sitting on a toilet, like
Elvis?
like Elvis. Yes.
Yeah, but why is that embarrassing? Everyone poops.
But not everybody dies when they poop.
Sometimes, was it Sopranos? I remember that guy died on the toilet because, He was all backed up from the mashed potatoes during Thanksgiving.
I would like to die in some sort of explosion.
In your shed?
In a shed.
Well, I mean, that kind of wouldn't be that difficult. All you would have to do is, leave the gas on, for your space heater.
I was thinking more like,
and then take a hit off your vape.
More like filling my car full of maybe gasoline and some kind of explosive, and then driving into the Grand Canyon and exploding on the way down.
Would you wear your seatbelt for that journey?
No. What's the point?
And then he would probably survive.
Well, no, because at that point in time, you would probably die on impact, not in the explosion. So you wouldn't be dying in an explosion.
Well, I want to explode halfway through the jump.
You want to explode in the air?
Yes.
So with all the gasoline and everything in the car, then you, light up a cigarette or something?
Well, I mean, you can't count on exploding with a cigarette. You could throw a cigarette on gasoline, most of the time it won't light up.
No, I mean, that's fair.
I mean, this sounds like an event. Who's going to be watching this? Because I feel like it's like a morbid Evel Knievel publicity stuff.
I don't know, but I want the pay-per-view rights to it.
I mean,
we can fund the presidential campaign
with
with that.
Technology. Just put it on a cell phone, then Facebook Live it or something like that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Obviously, he's not going to be showing his nephew this video. Why do you want to blow yourself up, Uncle Ken?
Why not?
Hey, if those are his wishes, I've made my final wishes very clear. Just build a fire, burn me out in the backyard.
Yeah.
Explosion, fire. I see.
Well, no, this is after I'm already dead. This is not how I want to die.
So, and you know mine. I already told you mine. Play the Predator music. Fly him down, have Ken kick me out by his whole God. Right in the middle of like some like Brazilian farm field, so the farmers look over to see this body hit the ground, and then you guys just take off again.
What the?
Alright.
Okay,
Is it my turn?
Yeah. Tangent. Sorry.
Hey. I would say some kind of creative or artistic endeavor.
Such as?
Get better skills at creating things. Whatever it may be. Like, you know how I like to draw. That's what I'm doing right now. So, I'd like to hone my skills, and maybe 200 years after I'm dead, my art might be worth something.
Yeah, I mean, you are good at drawing.
I mean, and I'm working.
100%. Well, I mean, could you not consider, making, videos creative?
Like cartoons?
I mean, cartoons, YouTube videos, movies, TV shows, any type of video production.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not consider that, creative endeavor?
That's a creative endeavor, yeah. But I'm more creativity and artistic abilities are different. Mm-hmm. They're in the same realm, right?
Yeah.
Like we're creating content right now.
Yeah.
But artistically, that's what I'm more or less talking about. Creative endeavors in general, though.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Kind of bland.
Yeah, a little bit.
But on my bucket list. To get better at different types of art. Like I'm doing the sketching now. Trying to get better at that. I might go to painting.
And, on top of that, you've been messing around with like a 3D printer and everything, too, and everything. And, created that Baghead logo we got sitting right up there on the mantle.
Well, that was a 3D pen.
Oh.
That wasn't the pen.
Right. Yeah. I remember you saying that. But either way, it's something.
I always forget you.
Oh, man, of course we're going to put it up there.
I think we're the only ones that can see it. So small.
Well, I mean, it shows up. It's fine.
Anyway, that's one.
Make a bigger one.
I don't have enough fucking shit. Why do you think it's the colors it is? Because I was running out of colors.
Fair enough. Now, next one, I'm not necessarily certain it's even going to be feasible, you know, in my lifetime.
Above being the president of the United States?
No. I said just run. I would
That's
just
true.
run. I do not expect to win, but...
What was the slogan? You know, I came, I tried.
No, I ran. I
I tried, yeah.
You could run at the president of the United States, but you'd probably go to jail.
No, you probably get shot by the Secret Service. No.
Alright, go ahead.
Anyway, like I said, I don't believe my next one is probably going to be feasible in my lifetime anyway. I want to travel to space.
Could be feasible.
It could be. I mean, real space. In particular, I want Elon Musk to take me to Mars.
There we go. We were missing that.
Shout out Elon. Hit me up, bro. I'm volunteering. Number one.
That's the Musk of the week.
You had to get it.
You had to get it.
I'll go to Mars.
You go to Mars, even though you hate traveling.
I mean, we're never coming back. And there's a high chance for a giant explosion there.
Oh yeah. That's
So you want to be the first to attempt to go to Mars?
I mean, I don't care if I'm first. Oh, him?
I would. Yeah, I'd do it. I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I'll go to Mars.
You kidding me? No. Your name will be recorded in history books if you're the first person to step foot on Mars. Just like, you know, Neil Armstrong on the moon.
Right. Or Buzz Aldrin. They like to argue about who is the first.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I guess that's up for debate, but...
Some people think it's a film crew in New Mexico.
I was getting ready to say, Ken's gonna go down the conspiracy theory route.
I don't think so. I think it was real.
If you look at the lighting from the left side, you can tell that it's fabricated.
Yeah,
Granted, I don't really care if it was true or not.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah,
really
I mean,
matter to me.
Did you see that one dude that was, it was a video of Buzz fucking walking with his wife or whatever, and the dude like ambushed him and told him he was like a piece of shit. And Buzz knocked him in the fucking face at like, what was he, like 80 years old, dude? Just rocked him and just kept walking.
No, I did not hear about this, no.
It's a video, you can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. This fucking conspiracy theorist dude.
How old was Buzz Aldrin at this point?
Like 80.
Oh, shit.
He was walking and the dude just kept going and going.
And how old was the dude, you know, roughly around
He
about?
was a rough-looking 30-something.
Oh, so he was a young kid.
Yeah, but he was definitely...
And an 80-year-old just knocked.
Yeah.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Just rocked him. And just kept walking because he kept nagging him, and he was just like, whap him in the fucking face.
There's all kinds of crazy people out there that just run at somebody.
Dude, he was like so ignorant to him. Like Buzz was just like coming out of like a
Some people
building, and
Some people build this reality of theirs on the internet where they can just go up to anybody and say anything they want to and not get, not especially with old timers,
and not deal with the repercussions.
It's not gonna turn out so well.
It's not gonna sit well.
If somebody came and ran up to me in the face, they're probably gonna get punched in the face too.
Right, especially if you accomplish something like that, and then someone was telling you basically a liar. Because he was telling him he was a liar to his face, like, you need to tell the truth, you're a liar, blah, 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 and Buzz just kept trying to, like, ignore him, and the dude was just like a fucking leech on the side of him walking down the road, and Buzz was just like, blah, hit him in the fucking face and kept walking.
Hey, how long ago was this?
I've seen the video probably about 3 years ago.
So it's probably more or less recent.
Recently. Buzz was pretty old. I mean, he is old, but...
I don't know, I'm gonna have to check this out.
Yeah.
I like funny stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, just like I said, yeah, I want to go to space. I would like to go to space. In particular, I would like to go to Mars.
Well, you got to think about the atmosphere.
Even if I don't get to Mars, I hope sometime before the end of my lifetime, I hope someone goes.
We colonize Mars.
Hopefully, I'd be happy with just getting there. You know, not necessarily even colonizing, but...
It would all be... you wouldn't be able to go out into the atmosphere, so it would be inside constantly.
Right, yeah. I mean, you would have to, you know, if you did go outside, you'd have to be wearing your spacesuit or whatever.
And I think that might take a mental toll on people.
Yeah, I could see that.
But we don't know, because obviously, like, if people are isolated, it wreaks havoc on their mental state. So if you have a bunch of people, yeah, they have the group that they're there with, but they're not getting any kind of, like...
Right, but I mean, I have to assume that they're doing studies and everything on this. And everything before, you know, they decide to go. Anyway. Just something I want to do. I mean, shit, Shatner went to space. Supposedly. I don't necessarily know if you call that giant dick ride going to space, but... It's the upper layer of the atmosphere. I hate to break it to you. Not really space.
He saw space.
I saw they made a whole special on Amazon Prime about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I saw that too, and I was like...
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that.
Nah. Sorry.
I don't care.
Sorry, William Shatner.
It was amazing. Remember I told you he was like crying, and the other people that went with him were like shaking champagne, shaking all that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was all emotional.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, well, you can get the same experience flying internationally with a fucking airplane for the most part.
And you don't get showered with champagne at that.
Yeah. Well, you can, I guess.
Well, I mean, it doesn't normally happen.
No. You own your own, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck you money.
Yeah. Getting that fuck you money.
Getting that fuck you money.
Alright.
Ken's turn, I think.
Why?
Yeah. I think his
I'm
list,
trying to get the gears
I think his
moving.
list is exhausted.
Live in a shed.
Live in a shed. Have a space heater. The only thing to my name. Don't want to go nowhere except maybe Mars.
It's exhausting to travel through the world, but I'll go to Mars.
I know, that kind of threw me off a little bit too.
It's a one-way trip.
It sounds kind of like Captain Moisturizers. I'm okay with the Hooters uniform, as long as my daughter does.
Yeah, as long as my daughter doesn't work there. Anyway,
Alright.
so, got another one.
I would like to speak at least one other language before I die.
Ooh, okay. Do you have any language in particular?
I have three, actually.
What are you eyeballing?
Chinese, Russian, or Spanish.
I know a little bit of Spanish.
In that order.
You know, Spanish is one of the most widely spoken languages. It's probably second, I would assume, to English. I assume. I mean, you can make the argument for Chinese, but there are all these different, like, dialects and everything, and they're actually, like, kind of, like, from how I understand, like, almost different languages.
Well, so is Spanish to an extent. Like, you have the different dialect depending on where you're...
Right. Well, I mean, it's mainly, like, you know...
Slang terms and shit.
You know, Spain, and, you know, Portuguese is a separate language, so discount that, you know, altogether, and then, you know, the Central and South Americas are... to an extent, but, you know, okay, I could see that.
At least one.
At least one.
Don't have
See-
to be
see?
a master expert, but at least knowledgeable. And so I'm looking at it as like a future investment
Right.
for...
Yeah, I mean, that's always what I say. I mean, I'm no expert in Spanish, but I know enough not to get stabbed if I'm...
Right. Like, Spanish is my third because they're not taking over the United States, but China or Russia could possibly do that at one point in time.
That's an interesting reason behind wanting to learn another language. But we can get into that at a later date. Do you have any opinions on that, Mr. Casey?
Nah, I don't really want to learn different languages.
He just wants to live in a...
I don't care what most people
God.
say when they speak English, let alone a
And
different
people
language.
think I'm a dark, morbid fucking person. God damn.
Let us know down in the comments which one of these two characters you believe is more dark and more morbid. Man, I wish I knew how to work Twitter, because I would make that a Twitter poll in a second. So, languages.
Languages.
Interesting.
Specific languages. Obviously, if I learn Latin, what the fuck? I might run into one person one day. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a unimportant language at this point in time.
Right.
I think even doctors just
Well,
know
actually-
certain medical terms and stuff like that. They don't actually know the full
Actually,
language.
most languages, I believe, I mean, not all, but most are derived from Latin.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. But nobody, there's very few people that actually, like, study Latin. Like, if you study Latin, like, the odds of you running into somebody else.
Well, that's because it's a dead language.
It's a dead language, yeah. It's a niche degree. Like, what do you...
It's fair. It's fair to say.
And the only thing you're going to learn through Latin is like the history of how languages are, where the roots are for the language.
Or cool
Other than
tattoos that you actually know how to spell.
Right. Or you can tell people Latin words that mean something like completely opposite and convince them to get tattoos of it.
Right. I suck dick.
Like, like they do with the Chinese tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that.
Now I'm starting to have a bucket list. I think I'm going to become a tattoo artist.
He has the will to live.
There you go. You can do tattoos in your shed.
Only to make people feel like they're complete idiots.
That's not shady at all.
There's a space heater in there. It's not that shady.
That's like going when you walk into like a tattoo artist place and you just like I just feel the hepatitis all around me. And you turn around.
Oh
my God.
You mean when it's like a shady looking tattoo joint?
When you go into his shit, that's kind of I envision that being that kind of feeling. Anyway, you got another one?
This one's probably my biggest bucket list, even though it's further down the list. I want to draw orange beards on everything.
Okay, now
And
that's
then I have in parentheses, haha. I had to put that one on there, bro.
Okay, all right. Quick question: if you had the opportunity to, with your artistic skills and everything, like I guess whatever they do with old paintings and everything, like retouch them or whatever, refurbish them or whatever.
Okay.
Would you draw an orange beard on the Mona Lisa?
If it looked like it was still like ancient.
If it was the original Mona Lisa,
Yeah.
would you draw an orange beard on
If
it?
I had fuck you money, I would buy the Mona Lisa and put an orange beard on it.
Oh my God! People would not be happy.
No, they wouldn't, but I would.
Well, I mean, the kind of people that would actually care about that kind of thing probably deserve it anyways.
It's fair assessment.
Like, if I had fuck you money, that would be a Christmas present. I would give you again. The original Mona Lisa with an orange beard.
Oh!
I'd hang it on the wall.
That'd be
I know you would.
That'd be a cool Christmas present.
Yeah.
The question is would it still be valuable at that point?
Who the fuck cares if you have fuck
Yeah, if you got
money?
I'd hang it on my refrigerator. That would be.
I think it's a little bigger than
You
that.
can put it in your shed when you're tattooing me.
I'll cut pieces of it up and put it on the refrigerator. That'll really piss some people off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My list is kind of running down.
Dwindling.
Yeah. Like I said, I touched on the major ones I wanted to. So if you got another one,
I got one more.
okay.
I would like to, at some point, possibly after I get the fuck you money, go on a spiritual journey.
Ooh. Okay.
Like ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, are you talking about like ayahuasca?
But I want to do something like that with like indigenous people. Like I want to fucking like
Oh, you want to embed yourself with the tribe and everything.
the tribe in nature, like the whole shebang.
Mm.
And if I never come back, who cares?
I'll go with you on that.
You're gonna go with me on that one?
Yeah, I'll go with you on that.
I've heard about like these places like down in South America that kind of do something similar. Obviously, not like out with the locals everything. It's like its own set place where you do this.
I don't know if they actually use ayahuasca in those.
Yeah. The one I've heard about is an ayahuasca.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would like to go on a spiritual journey. Like I said, if I never come back, who cares?
I mean, I don't even really care if anybody else is there. I just hang out with a bunch of friends, and, like make a TV, hang out with some friends, and smoke.
Like how?
No. Apparently, I mean, granted, I haven't done a whole lot of looking into this and everything, but apparently with ayahuasca, like when you take it, you're like on your own plane of existence, kind of, is how a lot of people describe it. Like, you don't even realize other people are around.
Right. Like, how cool would it be?
I just need somebody to keep me from running into the fire.
Like, this is how I envision it. I would love to go to an indigenous tribe, sit in, like, some kind of, like, teepee or hut.
Smoke a peace pipe?
Smoke a peace pipe and then drink the ayahuasca, and I'm talking to these people, right? And then all of a sudden it kicks in.
Right, and then it turns into the scene from Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Or Fear and Loathing.
I'm alive!
Fear and Loathing, they turn into lizard people. Either way.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would do it just to say I did it, honestly.
Yeah. It's altering your state of mind, and that's what I'm kind of into. Because, let's face it, being sober and going through mundane life is pretty boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that also that, especially the ayahuasca and everything, it's good for, like, getting over, like, addictions and everything. Obviously, you can't just go down there and you gotta, be clean a little bit. Before you go to, like, one of these places, like the one I heard about, I think it was in Costa Rica or something.
Are you talking about, like, a treatment ayahuasca thing?
No, not really a treatment.
Because I have seen that where they, like, bring people in.
I mean, maybe there are, but...
Well, I've seen a documentary on this. It's not, like, obviously, it's not, like, regulated or anything, but these spiritual people do give ayahuasca to like, addicts, and it does help them.
Yeah.
But, obviously, the government doesn't like it.
and well, that's why they're in Costa Rica. And there you go. Yeah, most of these places, from what I understand, have, like, a shaman or something there. So he's the guy that would stop you from running into the fire.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, like a psychologist.
I feel like people that did that kind of stuff around, like fires, probably need somebody there to keep.
That's because you want to explode.
Well,
to me, I would just be looking at the fire like.
I don't want to burn to death. That would be a horrible.
Well, you don't know what kind of experience you're gonna have with stuff. That's the thing. It's like, I mean,
it's kind of like going on a bad trip. I don't know if you guys ever went on a bad trip. If you're in the wrong situation with the wrong people.
Yeah.
But if you're relaxed and you're having a good time.
I don't necessarily know if I can call it a bad trip, but the only weird experience I had was when everyone had, like, the glass heads. Like, everyone I talked to that day, had...
Was that LSD?
Yeah, that was LSD. 100%.
I know you've...
I don't even know how to picture...
Occasions,
I don't even know how to picture that.
Have witnessed me on a bad trip.
Yeah, I usually get a phone call.
I'm dying! That's usually what it starts with, and then he's probably like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go again.
Here we go again. He's dying for the 5th time.
Alright. Yeah. I'm just glad I haven't got one of those phone calls in probably, like, I don't know, 15 years or something like that.
I've never had a bad trip on LSD. It was always mushrooms.
Always mushrooms, yeah, I remember
always
that.
mushrooms.
There you go. Don't do drugs, kids.
Well, a little bit. We were just talking about going on a spiritual journey. Like, I can't not say, don't do drugs, they're bad. Like,
that's fair.
Ken even was to come out of his morbid depression.
He was to leave his shit and go to a ayahuasca journey.
Yeah. See, now, doesn't that sound like fun? So you would travel for the right thing.
I'd go on a road trip. I don't think I'd ever fly again.
A road trip?
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever fly
That's
again.
worse than just going somewhere.
Well, I don't want to fly anywhere, man.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if I got to go somewhere that's more than, 2 hours away, I'm flying there. I cannot stand sitting in a car for that long.
Yeah, you start getting angry.
I don't like going through airports, and there's like too many people around. I'm not into that. I'm not into basically anything crowded, where there's
human
large
interaction.
Groups of, well, no, just large groups of people. I don't like groups of people. I don't mind talking to people one-on-one or anything, but I don't like groups of people. I don't like to be
Too
around
much
groups of
threat
people.
around you.
Something like that.
I mean, I'm the same way. That's why I'm asking you. Like, at a certain point, there's too many people, then you don't really understand.
Right, but also at the same point in time, is that an anxiety thing or
That could be an anxiety thing. That's what it is for me.
like he's thinking?
It's like I feel like when you're like around groups of people, I'm not really like, I don't really like blend in with them. I'm not really like a sheep, like or like cattle. Which I feel like most people are kind of like that, are herd creatures where they just.
Yes, they are, but like.
But I don't fit in like that.
But you also feel threatened in some way if you don't like it, because otherwise it wouldn't bother you. You'd understand that they're
Yeah,
just sheep.
he's threatened because he's not part of the herd.
It annoys me. Yes.
All right, fair enough. Okay. There we go.
My thing is.
God.
Tell us, what is your thing?
To help people become less part of the herd. And
So
to think for
become
themselves. Not technically to be wolves, but to think for themselves.
Yep.
But you can't do that if you don't like crowds.
You can do it on a one-on-one basis, little by little, and each person passes the message.
Can you do that in a crowd?
It
No.
seems like moving the line very
Why?
slowly. Unfortunately.
You can move through the crowd.
Because crowds don't really listen.
Well, you're talking about like a gathering, but in a crowd, people are doing their own individual thing.
There's a difference between listening and hearing, and understanding.
I think what you're looking at is like a gathering. So when you're in a crowd, it feels like more like a gathering, like they're all the same. But really, like everybody's an individual person.
I gotta say, like
In the airport, like everybody's so unique.
the largest group of people that I'm comfortable around is maybe like 5 people, and that's about it.
So in other words, public speaking is not in your future?
No, not really.
There goes the tongue. You missed it.
That's alright. I'll see it sooner or
Yeah.
later. Alright, anyway. There we go. Yeah. Episode 8 of the Bangcast. We talked about stuff we want to do before we depart this world. Or even stuff
We don't want to do.
we do. Can you consider going to Mars, departing the world, even though you're still alive?
Well, existence.
Yeah, okay. While we still exist. That's a good way to put it. Fair enough. So, final thoughts, anybody? Or have we touched on everything here?
Apparently, we all got to go on an ayahuasca journey because that's the only way to get Ken. That's what I've learned in the last.
Okay, fair enough. You got any final thoughts there, Mr. Casey?
Nope, I don't want to do
Nope. Don't want to do it. Okay.
Change his mind.
Final
like and
thoughts for me
subscribe.
is, obviously,
Like and subscribe.
That's it. Do it.
that's it.
I hate everything.
Do
Do
it
it. Subscribe.
I ran, I tried. If you found some entertainment and value out of this content, remember to like, share.
Show up. Oh, I mean subscribe.
Hit that bell button.
Alright, I, of course, Gregor Guy, joined here by Mr. Cuz, Mr. Casey, and a special shout out to our new associate producer, Miss Penelope, for joining us here today. Ladies and gentlemen out there viewing, have a wonderful day.